Welcome to the channel, where we explore the wisdom of Stoicism and psychology to help you navigate life with clarity and confidence. Today, we're uncovering 7 psychological facts about women that will shock 97% of men. Truths that many fail to understand but can change your interactions forever. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, Jake was the kind of guy who believed that understanding women was impossible. He always found himself confused by mixed signals, sudden emotional shifts, and why some men effortlessly attracted attention while he struggled. He thought he had to be richer, taller, or look better to be respected. But one day, he met an older mentor who had a different perspective. Women don't fall for looks alone, the mentor said. They respond to energy, confidence, and how a man carries himself. Intrigued, Jake started paying attention to behavior instead of just words. He noticed that the men who weren't chasing, who had a purpose beyond relationships, and who set firm boundaries were the ones who commanded the most respect. Meanwhile, those who over-explained themselves, constantly sought approval, or tried too hard to impress were often overlooked. Jake realized that attraction wasn't about trying harder. It was about understanding psychology, self-mastery, and detachment. In this video, we'll break down 7 key psychological facts that will open your eyes to how women truly think and respond. By the end, you'll see things from a whole new perspective. So sit back, stay focused, and let's dive in. If you're ready to transform your mindset, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on powerful insights. Let's begin. Number 1, women test men to see their true strength. Have you ever felt like a woman was pushing your buttons on purpose, canceling plans last minute, teasing you, or questioning your decisions? If so, you might have been experiencing one of the most common yet misunderstood psychological behaviors. Women test men to see their true strength. Let me tell you a story. Ethan had just started dating Mia. She seemed sweet at first, but as time went on, she began testing him in ways he didn't understand. One evening, she told him, "I don't think you're that ambitious." Another time, she suddenly became distant for no apparent reason. Ethan panicked. He started explaining himself, over-texting, and constantly trying to prove his worth. But the more he tried, the less interested Mia seemed. Then there was Daniel, Ethan's friend, who handled women differently. When Mia playfully questioned his goals, he just smiled and said, "I know what I'm doing," and moved on. If she pulled away, he didn't chase. He let her come back on her own, and she did. What was the difference? Daniel understood that tests aren't meant to break you. They are meant to reveal you. Women subconsciously test men not to play games, but to see if they are emotionally strong, stable, and confident. Here's why this happens: emotional resilience matters. A woman doesn't want a man who crumbles under pressure. She needs to see if he can handle stress and not get overly reactive. Confidence over validation. If you feel the need to explain or prove yourself constantly, it signals insecurity. True confidence is unshaken by doubt. Stoic composure is attractive. Women admire men who remain calm and composed in the face of challenges. A man who isn't easily rattled is seen as strong and dependable. So how should you respond to these tests? Simple. Stay calm, don't overreact, and never let emotions control you. A man who stands firm in his values naturally commands respect. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Next time you feel tested, remember, it's not an attack. It's an opportunity to prove that you are a man of strength. Number 2, women are attracted to mystery, not availability. Have you ever noticed that the men who don't try too hard often attract the most attention? Meanwhile, the ones who are always available, eager to please, and constantly chasing tend to be overlooked. That's because women are naturally drawn to mystery, not availability. Let me tell you a story. David and Chris both liked the same woman, Sophia. David thought the best way to win her over was by always being available, texting her constantly, saying yes to every plan, and showering her with compliments. He believed that the more effort he showed, the more she would like him. Chris, on the other hand, took a different approach. He didn't rush to reply to every message. He had his own life, his own goals, and his time was valuable. When he spoke, he was direct, confident, and never over-explained himself. Instead of always saying yes, he made Sophia wonder about him. The result? Sophia saw David as predictable and eventually lost interest. But with Chris, she was intrigued. She thought about him more, wondered what he was up to, and valued his time. Why does this happen? The unknown creates interest. Women's minds are wired to be curious. When a man is too predictable, there's no excitement. But when he remains a little mysterious, it sparks attraction. Scarcity increases value. People naturally want what they can't have easily. If you are always available, you seem common. If you make your presence special, you become desirable. Men with purpose are more attractive. A man who is always available appears to have nothing else going on. But a man who has his own life, goals, and passions signals strength and independence. How to apply this? Don't respond instantly to every message. Let her wonder. Keep some aspects of your life private. Don't overshare too soon. Focus on your purpose first. Don't make her the center of your world. As Marcus Aurelius said, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. The moment you stop chasing and start valuing yourself, you become naturally attractive. So remember, stay a little mysterious, have your own life, and let attraction come to you. Number 3, women's emotions can shift rapidly. Have you ever felt like a woman was incredibly happy one moment and distant the next? Or that she seemed interested in you one day, but indifferent the next? If so, you're not alone. Many men struggle to understand why women's emotions can shift rapidly. Let me tell you a story. Mark was dating Lisa, and at first, everything seemed perfect. She was affectionate, excited to see him, and always responded quickly to his texts. But one day, she suddenly seemed distant. Her replies were short. She wasn't as enthusiastic, and Mark felt like something was wrong. He panicked. He started asking, "Did I do something wrong?" He tried harder, gave her more attention, and even apologized for things he wasn't sure about. But Lisa didn't seem impressed. In fact, she pulled away even more. His friend Alex gave him a different perspective. Women's emotions are like waves. They rise and fall naturally. It's not always about you. That's when Mark realized his mistake. He was reacting too much to every emotional shift instead of staying steady. Why do women's emotions shift? Women are emotionally driven. Unlike men, who tend to be more logical, women process experiences through emotions. Their mood can change based on how they feel in the moment, not just because of external events. Hormonal cycles affect emotions. Biologically, women's emotions can fluctuate due to hormonal changes. This is natural and doesn't always have a logical explanation. Emotional testing. Sometimes a woman's emotional shift is a subconscious test. She might be seeing if you remain calm or if you get thrown off by her moods. How should you handle it? Stay grounded. Don't let her emotions dictate your mood. Be a rock, not a leaf blowing in the wind. Don't overreact. If she's distant, give her space instead of chasing or over-explaining. Lead with strength. Instead of matching her emotional shifts, provide a steady and calm presence. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you understand that women's emotions are like waves, you'll stop taking things personally and start commanding more respect. Instead of chasing stability from her, be the stability she seeks. Number 4, women respect men who walk away when disrespected. One of the most powerful things a man can do is walk away when he is not respected. Many men make the mistake of tolerating poor treatment, thinking that if they just try harder, the woman will change. But the truth is, respect is not given to men who beg for it. It's given to those who demand it through their actions. Let me tell you a story. Jason was in a relationship with Emily. At first, everything was great, but over time, she started testing his boundaries. She would talk down to him in front of others, cancel plans last minute, and even flirt with other guys just to see his reaction. Instead of standing his ground, Jason would try to talk things out or prove his worth by being extra nice. But the more he tolerated, the worse the disrespect became. One day, he vented to his older brother, who simply said, "Respect yourself first, or no one else will." That's when Jason made a decision. He stopped arguing, stopped explaining, and simply walked away. The moment Emily realized he was no longer seeking her approval, her entire attitude changed. She reached out, apologized, and tried to get him back. But by then, Jason had already moved on. Why does this work? Scarcity creates value. A man who is willing to walk away shows that he is not desperate. People value what they might lose. Respect over love. Women may love a weak man, but they will never truly respect him. And without respect, love fades. Boundaries show strength. A man with strong boundaries commands attention. When you tolerate disrespect, you teach others that mistreating you has no consequences. How to apply this? Don't argue or over-explain. Just remove yourself from the situation. Respect yourself first. If she crosses the line, walk away. Silence is more powerful than words. Never chase after someone who disrespects you. The moment you do, you lower your value. As Marcus Aurelius said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. A man who values himself never begs for respect. He commands it by knowing when to walk away. Number 5, women listen. More to actions than words. Many men believe that if they just say the right things, they can win a woman over. But the truth is, women pay far more attention to what you do than what you say. A man's actions reveal his true character, and women instinctively trust what they see, not what they hear. Let me tell you a story. Ryan and James were both interested in Sarah. Ryan constantly told her, "I'll always be there for you, and I'm different from other guys." But whenever Sarah needed help, Ryan made excuses. He was too busy, he forgot, or he simply didn't follow through. James, on the other hand, never made big promises. But when Sarah was struggling with something, he quietly stepped up. He didn't talk about being reliable. He showed it. In the end, Sarah chose James, not because of what he said, but because his actions proved who he really was. Why do actions matter more? Words can be empty, actions are truthful. Anyone can say the right things, but only a man with integrity backs up his words with action. Consistency builds trust. A woman will test whether a man's actions match his words. If they don't, she loses trust and respect. Attraction is built through presence, not promises. A man who leads through action naturally earns admiration without needing to convince anyone. How to apply this? Be a man of action. Instead of saying, "I'll take care of it," just handle it. Follow through on your commitments. If you say you'll do something, do it every time. Stay silent and let your actions speak. Confidence isn't about words, it's about proving yourself through what you do. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In the end, women don't remember the promises. They remember who showed up, who stayed consistent, and who proved themselves without needing to say a word. Number 6. Women love confidence more than looks. Many men believe that women are only attracted to men with perfect looks, but that's a myth. While appearance may catch attention, it's confidence that truly holds a woman's interest. A man who carries himself with self-assurance, regardless of how he looks, will always be more attractive than a man who is insecure but physically good-looking. Let me tell you a story. Jake and David both liked Emma. Jake was tall, muscular, and had a model-like face, but he was insecure. He constantly sought validation, hesitated before speaking, and avoided eye contact. David, on the other hand, was average-looking, but he walked into a room with confidence, spoke with certainty, and wasn't afraid to take the lead. Emma was initially drawn to Jake's appearance, but over time, his insecurity made him less appealing. David, however, became more attractive the more she interacted with him, because his confidence made her feel safe and excited. Why confidence is more attractive than looks? Confidence signals strength. Women are naturally drawn to men who are sure of themselves because it suggests they can handle challenges. Confidence creates a magnetic presence. A man who speaks with conviction and moves with purpose automatically stands out. Looks fade. Confidence lasts. A well-built physique or a handsome face may change over time, but true confidence only grows stronger. How to apply this? Stand tall and own your space. Your posture and body language say more than your words ever could. Speak with certainty. Even if you don't know everything, act as if you're comfortable in any situation. Don't seek approval. Confident men don't try to impress. They focus on being the best version of themselves. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. At the end of the day, a man who believes in himself is always more attractive than a man who just looks good. Number 7, women feel deeply when a man stops chasing. One of the biggest mistakes men make is chasing a woman too much. When you constantly pursue, over-text, or try too hard to win her over, she starts to lose interest. But the moment you stop chasing and focus on yourself, something shifts. She starts to feel your absence deeply. Let me tell you a story. Ethan was interested in Laura. He always made the first move, planned the dates, and texted her good morning and good night. At first, Laura seemed interested, but over time, she became distant. She took longer to respond, canceled plans, and seemed less excited to be around him. Frustrated, Ethan asked his friend, "What am I doing wrong?" His friend replied, "You're making it too easy. Stop chasing. Let her come to you. Ethan decided to pull back. He stopped texting first, focused on his own life, and didn't try to convince Laura to like him. A few days later, something interesting happened. Laura suddenly started reaching out. She asked why he wasn't texting as much and even made plans to see him. Why does this work? Scarcity increases value. When you stop chasing, you become less available, and women start to realize what they might lose. Emotional impact. Women are emotional creatures, and when a man pulls away, it triggers deep feelings of curiosity and attraction, confidence, and self-respect. A man who doesn't chase shows that he values himself. Women respect and admire men who don't need validation. How to apply this? Stop seeking approval. The more you try to impress her, the less attractive you become. Give space and let her come to you. If she's interested, she will make an effort. Focus on yourself. Women are drawn to men who are building their own lives, not those waiting for attention. As Marcus Aurelius said, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. When you walk away from the chase, you shift the power. Instead of trying to win her over, you become the prize.